All right, hold on.
We're live.
Go.
Got my hydrogen water. You sure that the sound sounds fine?
Yeah, sounds good.
What about if I get closer up here, like this?
That sounds really good. Won't it?
Oh shoot, my camera's about to die.
No, not.
I'm just kidding. I put it on the charger.
I was like, wow.
Oh, I could plug it in, huh? But it's got a full battery.
All right, hold on. Edit. We'll go live here in a second, fellas. Sorry. Save changes. Let some people get in. You know what I mean?
What are you going on? YouTube or Instagram?
I was trying to get Instagram. YouTube's live right now.
It's hot. It's hot in here, dude.
Oh, you're gonna be all right. Oh, sick. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where you're at, dude. I don't see you on Instagram. You're not even on Instagram. Is your whole plan the whole time?
Welcome. Welcome into the 23 Moto podcast. We're a mess. We are.
You're not live, dude.
I know on my Instagram I'm not. I'm trying. It wasn't working. So I'm trying to give it a second.
Is that your plan the whole time was to come in like that? Like,
yeah, it was definitely stage left, stage
right.
Yeah, it was pretty good, I thought.
You should have jumped and died on the couch, dude. Is exactly.
Welcome into the 23 Moto podcast. As you can tell, we're not in studio.
We're not.
Robbie's in his studio.
Closed locations.
Yes, that's actually a very good point. I am gonna try the Instagram. I don't know why the Instagram won't work. It wasn't letting me do it. This is a problem.
Why are you staring up at the camera, dude?
Because I have it set up as my TV.
Yeah, don't look at that. Look at the camera. It looks like you're.
But I have to look at you.
There you go, right there, bro.
All right, so I'll just stare over here to the side. Just hold on. Let me check. Let me see if the Instagram will let me go live real quick, and then I can.
How are you gonna go live and then cut off screen and go?
I don't know. It won't let me do it. I don't know why. All right. Anyways,
back to the rock show. No, go to Instagram Live, dude. What are you doing?
It won't let me. It won't let me connect it. I don't know why. I don't know. I think. Oh, are we live on YouTube? We have to be. There's 4 people, right? Instagram. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Instagram is currently experiencing a platform-wide issue with RTMP streaming, so it won't let us.
You just made that up.
I swear to God, it's on my screen right here.
You made it up, dude.
All right, whatever. So anyways, welcome into the 23 Moto podcast.
Welcome back.
I am your host, Michael Corley. With me, as always, my brother, Robbie Corley. And we had a happy 4th of July. You and I spent 4th of July together.
We did.
And had a good time.
I was in town. You were in town.
It's true.
It was a good time.
The fireworks were awesome. We had a good time.
How much better was it watching from my driveway than it was you going to the super park?
It was a lot better. I'm not gonna lie.
Just saying. I like how you rolled up with like 10 people deep, though.
It was kind of funny. We weren't expecting to do that, though. We were expecting to just be us 4, and then Daly and his buddies all kind of came in. So,
what mic do you have in your hand right now?
So I got a new wireless mic for interviews.
Sick.
But the only problem is the only thing that I can hook it up to is my podcaster, my Rode podcaster, whatever. And I can't hook it up to like my little camera thing that goes on to my interview camera and stuff like that. Like the receiver that I have doesn't work. So I'm going to have to figure it out. It doesn't connect direct, which is kind of weird.
I can't hook it up to my little camera thing.
Yeah, you know the little like receiver thing.
What kind of journalist are you, dude?
What?
What kind of journalist are you?
I'm not. That's definitely I'm not a journalist. So, anyways, let's get.
Instagram, bro.
Instagram's not working. I told you that.
I'm live right now.
Well, go live. That's fine. I don't know what to tell you. You want to talk about the race or what?
Not really.
So let's get really into it. we did have kind of a shakeup. We had Jet Lawrence winning, going 1-1, which he went absolute beast mode
He did.
on the second moto. And
Dude,
then you did not have Hayden Deegan win the 250 class. You had Joe Shimoda, the Honda boy himself.
he went 1-1, not just won the overall, but he went 1-1.
Joe Shimoda, I mean, because we always start at the 250s, right? So we're going to start at the 250s. I don't want to go ahead and jump ahead to 450s. I think that there is more parity in the 250s, which I think is pretty cool.
There's definitely a lot more excitement in 250s right now.
So you know what was interesting to me on Joe is, as far as I could tell, his best lap from what I'm looking at here, yeah, he was almost a second. He was almost a second faster than the next fastest 250 rider. His best lap was a 2:11, and I'm looking at a bunch of these, and the next closest one that I see is Jalik Swoll. No, is Moseman. Yeah, it's Moseman at a 2:12, 292. So that's pretty impressive that Joe was able to do that.
Was that Moto 1 or 2?
That was Moto 2.
Oh, even in Moto 2 when Hayden was working?
Yeah. We'll get to the Yamaha thing.
We're talking about 250s, dude. So if you want to get into it, talk about it now.
Yeah, dude. So did you have a big surprise of the 250s?
A big surprise? Yeah, it was Joe Shimoda going 1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jordan Smith running into a wire.
Dude, that was the most wild thing ever.
Levi Kitchen going on. What was Levi thinking, dude, going around that outside of that corner and gassing it that much? You didn't think you were going to slide out?
I don't know, dude.
You didn't think the rear end was going to lose traction and you're going to fall over?
The best part about what like the thing about like Jordan Smith doing that is they blamed it on him, like, or on the track being watered or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know if like that's what it was. I think the dude just got a little like crazy and went off the track. I thought for sure he was going to go from that lip and then go straight into the oncoming riders from the other side. I thought for sure that's what he was doing.
Could you imagine? That would have been terrible.
I thought it would have been great.
Hey,
like,
hats off to the poor guy, though. I mean, he ran straight into that rope, that wire.
Dude, it was bad. So how soon?
You can't see those ropes either. And with you know what I mean? The speed he was going with his goggles and everything in that rope, you weren't seeing it.
Well, because he landed it and like he got taken out by the rope or by the wire or whatever it was. He landed it though. I think he went off and like got all crazy and then he landed just fine. It was weird, dude. It was wild.
After he hit the rope, no, he crashed.
No, that's what I'm saying. But he landed before that. He went off. Dude, if that was you or me and we'd shot off the track like to the side that quick, guess what would have happened?
I would have pulled off. I would be like, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, I'm done. Bye. I'm gonna roll out. I would have been here. I can actually like see ya. That's what I would have done. I would have been gone, dude, in a heartbeat. But you know who my biggest surprise was?
Who?
Rider D.
Dude, qualifying first. That's why I put him in our fantasy.
Well, he didn't get the podium like you thought, but
no, you let me down.
What was cool is that I think he's listening to the podcast, and there's more riders listening to the podcast. I told you earlier what happened, and we'll get into that when we get in the 450s.
Told me earlier what
the ayahuasca comment.
What about it?
You didn't see what I said?
In the group text?
Yeah.
No, dude, because you guys, every time I go into the group text, there's 172 messages before that.
Dude, Chase Sexton saw our podcast.
He saw that?
I swear to God, he said people said that we were doing ayahuasca or I was off doing ayahuasca. I swear to God, in a vital post-race press conference with Lewis Phillips.
Okay, let's make some things clear real quick. That was a joke. Okay? That wasn't a conspiracy. That wasn't me. That wasn't us, throwing out conspiracies. That was a full-blown joke saying you're out there with Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Like, hats off to him. The show.
So getting back to what I was surprised in, I'll get to the Chase thing because I have a little bit more info.
Does he follow the 23 account?
No.
He doesn't? And he still saw it?
I know how it happened.
Who said
I'll get there. Let me finish my rider D. What?
it was Julian Bomir, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Juju.
No. Lift this camera.
So rider D, I've been. What are you doing?
I gotta lift this up real quick. Keep going.
Wait, you just want me to talk to myself?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. So with rider D is I've been very critical of rider D for ever since outdoors first started. Is I've said, what are you doing?
That's not gonna work. Never mind.
No, that's not going to work. I have said for the longest time that Rider D is just not living up to what he's supposed to be doing, which is he's the gas factory rider, right? He had a PC ride for a long time. He didn't really perform there. He hasn't really ever lived up to his expectations. And so I was ready to kind of close the book on Rider D, but he slowly but surely is apparently, and this is what I saw too, is he moved to Florida. So now he's in Florida doing that. And so maybe that's going to help.
Since he's been in Florida recently?
Yeah, for like 2 weeks.
Dude, look at the change. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Look at qualifying first.
Yeah, qualified first and then finished what, 6 overall? Yeah, 6 overall.
That's
I mean, he had a 2. God, dude, these guys got gap, dude. Deegan got gap too by 18 seconds. I don't know. Do you think Rider D? Do you think that Rider D, this is him going forward? This is who he is, or do you think that this is a one-off type ride?
A lot of riders, RedBud is their favorite track. So was it because he's really good at RedBud? Was it because it's his favorite track? Was it because he moved to Florida? Was it because he was taking ayahuasca with Chase Sexton?
Maybe he was.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm hoping that he was able to make improvements, so now he's going to be a lot better. I'm hoping it wasn't like, okay, I'm just good at RedBud. I hope it wasn't a one-off. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not. I don't know.
I think it was a one-off. I need to see it again. It's kind of goes along the same lines of Prado is, and we'll get in more into that when we get in the 450s, is he didn't really show me as much as I kind of wanted to believe that he was going to be kind of the top guy, but he did get the whole shot and didn't get the whole shot, I guess, but he was right there, 1-2, right? And so he led. So I need to see it again from Rider D, right? I need to see it more consistently. He's not going up. The other thing too is when you look at the competition in the 250s, there's some good guys, but it's not like world beaters. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No, agree.
And so it's like, all right, dude, like you should be able to be better than Moseman like that. I mean, I'm kind of surprised Moseman he's still racing. He just got not surprised, but there was for a long time he was going to retire, right? And now that he's the who?
You're talking about Michael Moseman, not Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, Moseman. Yeah, not Josh. But Michael Moseman, he was gonna retire at one point, and he's still racing, which shows a lot of adversity and shows a lot of desire to win and desire to compete and all that kind of stuff, which is great.
Improved a lot.
The who?
He's improved a lot.
Oh, he's improved a hell of a lot.
He got injured and he stopped riding till now.
Yeah, correct.
Dramatically.
Correct. Yeah, he has. But Rider D is just still. I need to see more from him to be able to kind of put him as like one of the 250 contenders. I don't put him as a 250 contender at all. I mean, basically, if you had a healthy Cole Davies, so let's put 250 contenders in. Okay, in my opinion, I would put
this is riders now or all riders, healthy riders.
Any rider that would be able to ride it. So like Cole Davies is hurt, right? Pierce Brown is hurt. He's not racing. Like right. All of them, like anybody that like, if they are healthy that they could line up, you have Joe Shimoda,
yep.
Hayden Deegan.
Yeah.
Who else and Cole Davies could potentially win a race.
But what I was told, and I'm pretty sure you were told the same thing, we don't know how Cole doesn't do good with hot weather though. So how is he going to do in outdoors?
I don't know. And then
New Zealand, bro.
Yeah, it's true. So like so really, and would you say Hammaker is a contender?
I would assume so. Yeah.
He finished 16th.
Yeah, that was an off weekend for him though.
You know what I mean though? Like I think after Supercross, like everything went away. So, and then you have Levi Kitchen, who could have been a race winner, right? So a contender. Vial isn't winning races. Jordan Smith isn't winning races.
We're talking about contenders for this championship? There's in 250s, there's no one. It's just Hayden.
Well, not for even for the championship, but even for like it. Races? Yeah, like just winning races or podiuming, getting a podium.
Did you think that Joe would beat Hayden? No.
I said the
Let
only
alone the 1-1.
I know the only person that I thought could hold something to Hayden was Joe, just because Joe. It seems like with Joe, he doesn't get caught up in like, I don't know how to explain it. Like he doesn't get caught up in like all the stuff that like Hayden kind of thrives in. Like it seems like Joe Shimoda doesn't really connect the dots of like, you know, the trash talking and like
he's level.
The what?
He's level-headed.
Yeah, and he just kind of keeps like a set mindset, I guess. I don't know, dude. It's kind of interesting, right?
I can't do that.
You putting your headphones or what?
It sounds way too weird. I don't like it.
You know what I do need to get rid of? Hold on. I just saw something.
Way better.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to get rid of.
Where you going, dude?
There you go. You had the little. I didn't. You had the little. You had a comment box thing in your video thing, and so I didn't really like it too much. So long story short, right? You have Joe Shimoda. Oh, he's gone. You have
I found something. Hold on. Keep going.
Oh, nice. You have Joe Shimoda, who could potentially win a race. Hayden Deegan. Levi Kitchen, I would put there just because I've seen it and I've seen that raw speed. And then Cole Davies, if he's healthy, I think he could win a race. Everything that I saw from him at Supercross, he could win a race.
Supercross, yes, but have we seen him race outdoors?
Yeah, you've seen him race outdoors, but not right now. I think he raced a couple last year, didn't he?
Not at the level that he's at now, yes.
No,
I'm curious how he would do it outdoors, knowing that Cole is from New Zealand. I think the hottest it gets there in summertime for their summer is like 89, bro. It doesn't get hot.
And it doesn't get humid. Hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's New Zealand or not, but
so I don't know. I think that there isn't that much competition, and so when you go back to like Ryder D, it's like, dude, it's now or never, right? Like you're just getting older.
Dude.
You know what? I guess he could pull a career like RJ. You know, like where even though RJ won championships, but he could be Ryder D could be the type of guy that runs a career the same way that RJ kind of did, where RJ stayed in 250s for a long time, right? Yeah. And he'll make good money. He might win a race or two. He might just podium, stuff like that. Who knows? But he'll make more money. You know what I mean?
But RJ also had a ride that whole time. Does Ryder D have a ride for next year? Did he
think so.
Didn't he I don't know.
I don't think he re-signed.
So, that's what I'm saying. So who's going to pick him up and give him a chance? He's going to have to go to like some satellite team somewhere smaller.
I could see Ducati picking him up. I could see, because he rode for that team, right? And you're going to need.
Don't interrupt me.
Go say it.
Is Ducati doing a 250 and a 450 team, or just 450?
Yeah, they're doing both.
They're doing both. Oh, okay.
It's basically the carbon copy of what the Troy Lee Designs Gas team was, just with Ducati.
So they're going straight 450 and 250. Okay.
As far as I know, I mean that's what I would do. I mean, if I was them, they have both bikes, right? Or they haven't came out with the Did they come out with the 250? I don't think Ducati came out with the 250 yet. Maybe they're not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure they're only going straight 450, but it's weird to see have a Troy Lee Designs. No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
They had gas and 450.
Whatever. I mean, okay. So Hayden, let's bring up Hayden Deegan, right? That's the biggest talking point in my opinion.
It is, dude. It's time to leave Star. The bike doesn't hold up, bro.
Yeah, dude. Hayden Deegan, I mean, you lost a race. It's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to find a new manufacturer.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere else. It's just, it's just bad news there. Obviously, you can't win on that bike. It's incapable of winning championships. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Yeah. How long are you going to waste your career at Star Racing Yamaha?
Tomac's jumping ship, dude.
You know dude, how bad. You know what's funny is that would be funny if we get clipped like with something like that. Oh, I'll die laughing, dude.
We should clip it anyways and post it tonight.
Yeah, maybe I won't do it tonight. But so was I surprised that he got, what did he get, 16th or something like that at the beginning?
The first moto, he got 14th.
Okay, so we got 14th first moto, and then he got second in the second moto, right? And I am going to give him reasonable doubt. The exact same way that I need to see Ryder D do another good performance and Jorge Prado do another good performance, or who else that I think about those two. I need to see Hayden Deegan struggle again. And then it's like, oh, maybe there is something here. But he did injure his knee and his leg, right? So he was dealing with something going on. He was charging in that first moto to where I thought he was going to catch and win that race. I thought the way that he was, dude, pushing and just going after it, I was like, this dude is for sure going to chase down the leaders, pass them, and get the win. I thought for sure that's what was going to happen. It didn't end up happening because he kept going down. But the dude was freaking flying, like flying.
He did.
Then
but was it because he was going down, or was it because of bike issues?
I think it was, well, he fell down the first time, right? So he crashed, or he like washed out, right? The first time that he was starting to charge, he just passed Levi and Harrop, and he kind of pushed the front end or whatever a little bit and went down. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And then he did have the bike issues. I don't think it's I'm a little worried about the Yamahas. Not the Yamaha like bike itself, but something that's going on with the Star Racing bikes. It's not, because people have to remember is the motor that is in a Star Racing bike way different. I know a lot of people that ride Yamahas and have never had an issue with the Yamaha. Love the bike, best bike they've ever ridden. Go ahead.
So it started with Cooper Webb,
and
then it happened to Tomac at Cooper Webb at Fox.
Yep.
Then it happened to Tomac at RedBud, and then it happened to Hayden right after Tomac.
Did you forget what happened to Hayden Deegan in Colorado?
Oh yeah. So okay, there, yeah.
He had a bike issue.
So here's my thoughts. Right? Is it a clutch issue?
I don't know, because apparently Hayden, Eli, and Cooper Webb all run a cable clutch.
Right.
I don't.
But with Cooper, this doesn't really have to do with Cooper, right? This has to do more with Eli, and it has to do more with Hayden. Hayden rides the 250 like Eli rides the 450. They ride it really aggressive, right?
Correct.
So were they just over riding that bike for that track, or is there a motor issue or a clutch issue that was causing it?
Well,
because what they kept telling Hayden, what this pit board and everything was pretty much lay off the clutch.
So I'm looking at Hayden's bike, and yeah, he runs a cable clutch. He doesn't have the little reservoir up there or whatever. I mean, I think.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't know about Hayden. Eli, yes. But I don't know about Hayden.
Let's see here. Yeah, he runs. I'm looking at his bike right now. He runs a cable clutch. So you have Cooper Webb. You have three guys that all run the clutch, the cable clutch.
Cooper does for sure.
I believe so. I mean,
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, so I want to say he does. We know Tomac does, right? That was like his biggest thing.
I can tell you right now.
Oh, dude, chill out, bro.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a perch on there. He's got a perch right there.
No, a perch, or does he have the little box, the little like?
No, he's got the perch so you can adjust it.
Oh yeah, so he wrote. Okay, all right. So we maybe have solved Star Racing, guys. We have solved the Star Racing Yamaha engine issues. It's just the cable clutch and the stock bike from factory, doesn't it? It comes with a hydraulic clutch now, doesn't it? It comes with. Dude, I'm hold on. Let me look.
So their new bikes came out, I think it was 2025 or 2026, came out with hydraulic clutch. The 24s or the 25s, the 24s for sure had a cable. The 25s, I believe, had a cable as well. I think it was the 26s that have hydraulic.
Oh yeah, I think they do come with cable clutches. But I
Yeah,
think
but
that
I
there's
think
an
it's the
option.
26.
There's an option that you can get, I believe, to have a hydraulic.
There's an option on the new KTM's to change out from hydraulic to cable. And I
That's why
think there's
Tomac's going
also
there.
an option on Ducatis to change it out from hydraulic to cable.
Well, that's why Tomac's going there then. You know what I
So
mean?
just for the cable clutch.
Yeah, I mean, if you can run a cable clutch, I mean, yeah. Is so
I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that, but if I remember correctly, that I think that's what it is. But I think Yamaha's 26s are hydraulic from 25 previous or cable.
so I
And
reached
they're
out.
not running 25s. They're running 26s.
No, they're running 25s. They're not on
They're running
26s. They
25s.
won't be on.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
because the 26s
Not,
don't come out till later this year.
that's right. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
no.
So I reached out to multiple people that would know a thing about the Yamaha situation. I got 0 responses. And
Those sons of bitches.
so that tells me is they don't want to talk about it. They
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. They know what's going on, but they don't want to say anything about it. So again, I will
You know
reiterate.
who knows? You know who knows?
Yeah.
Cooksey.
Yeah, dude. Dude. Oh, that guy.
Why not, dude? Why not? I'm just saying.
Is the what was I gonna say is, oh man, you got me all off kilter here.
Flustered. I got you all flustered right now.
I don't think that it's a Yamaha engine issue. I think Star Racing is doing something with their bike to get the max performance they possibly can out of it. And it's hurting them a little bit. They're smart enough to figure it out. They probably have the best team when you think about it. When you think about like the premier teams, you have Yamaha, Honda, Star Racing, Yamaha, and Honda are like the 2 premier. That's what a lot of people consider as like the top teams,
Yeah.
right? Then, and I don't know the intricacies of each team and all that stuff, but you see PC, Kawasaki, they used to be that, right? They used to be the forefront. I have full trust. Like if this was a problem with Triumph, for instance, and Triumph was blowing up bikes and all this kind of stuff and constantly having engine issues, I'd be like, well, we don't know if they can figure this out because they haven't really been around that long, right?
Right.
Star Racing has been around for a long time. They've won a lot of races. They've won championships. They have a lot of smart people that work there. They're going to figure this out, whatever it might end up being. And somebody said it, I can't remember who said it. It might have been the dude from Supercross Voices. He said that we won't know what's really going on until somebody leaves the team like a long time from now. And then they say it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think it has a mixture with them running the clutch too hard and also the type of fuel that they're using? Because the type of fuel that they're using runs hotter, right? It's going to burn hotter. So a mixture of both. You know who would know that? Kyle.
So here's the solution to Star Racing Yamaha. All you need to do is you run ETS racing fuel. It runs cooler in the bikes. It's going to help solve the overheating issues, and you're going to have better performance overall. ETS racing fuel. If you guys want to solve the motor issues, get some ETS racing fuel.
You can start your day by just drinking it. You know what I mean?
We don't recommend drinking ETS racing fuel. Everybody, please don't do that.
That's just a me thing.
Yeah, that's a you thing. You could start your day like that all you want.
I'm curious if it has to do with the fuel, because I heard somewhere, and I won't mention who, they had to cool their fuel down before the motos.
What, like putting it in a refrigerator?
They didn't say how. They just said they had to cool the fuel down before the motos.
What?
Because in the can itself, it's sitting outside or whatever. It's going to be hot, right? Just because it's sitting outside or whatever. So if they store it in a cooler place, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Kyle would know all of this.
Should I call him? Or let me text him.
Call him.
Let me just shoot him a text and just be like, hey, can we run cold fuel? Would it perform better?
In a hot environment.
Okay, here, hold on.
He'll probably say, yeah, we do that.
Let me just call him. I'll tell him.
Or does it say your brother's an idiot?
I'll tell him that. Do I connect to the Bluetooth thing?
Yeah.
I'm scared, dude. All right, let's get some answers on this. He may not answer though. I didn't give him a heads up, but maybe he will. I don't know.
What time is it? He hasn't got
All
kids, bro. It's 8:30.
Yeah, he doesn't have kids. That's the only good part.
Let me ask you this.
All right, hold on.
Is
Hold
my
on.
picture backwards?
No,
Because I'm reading this on my end.
on my end it
Everything's
says
backwards.
no. On my end it's clear.
Oh.
He's not going to answer. He might call me back.
What a jerk.
Hmm.
Watch, you hang up and I'll call him.
I know he'll answer you.
He's probably
Come
busy.
on.
You have
Probably
reached
on-
Kyle Moose.
Oh, come on. Oh wait, I
You've
called
reached
the
Kyle
wrong.
Moose with ETS.
Oh, I called the wrong cell phone. Whoops.
He's got
He has
two.
a bit. He has a bit. You have the personal number too. Relax.
What up, buddy?
Kyle, you are live.
Ah,
You're live on the 23 Moto podcast. We have a question.
don't say anything stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Can hypothetically, if we stored fuel in like
No,
a
no, no.
refrigerator, no. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay,
Hold on.
all right.
This is important. If we stored fuel in the refrigerator and then poured it into our dirt bike, would we have performance increase?
In a hot environment.
Not necessarily performance increase, but what you will have is you can potentially help the fuel stay more stable
There, see,
as it increases temperature.
We've
So you won't
solved.
cooling the fuel won't build horsepower. It will, if anything, keep the fuel more stable during hot condition.
We
Okay.
figured it out, Robbie.
So let me ask you a question, Kyle, because I heard earlier today that one of the teams was keeping their fuel in a cooler space because at RedBud it was hotter outside, so they needed to keep the fuel cooler. Is that true?
That is a practice. That is a common practice for teams that potentially could run into heat issues. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I told you Kyle would know.
Kyle would know. But what we told him is we solved the engine issues that Star Racing is having. They need to switch fuel providers over to ETS Racing Fuel.
ETS.
And it's
Hey, you
solved.
know what's up. We just start with Duff. Let's work our way back from there, you know?
Stuff, dude.
Right.
You gotta start running ETS in these bikes, man.
You just need to
Yeah,
link
we gotta get that conversation rolling.
I will be honest, I thought it was idiotic to think like you could just like have your fuel cooler and have like some type of increase from that. You know what I mean?
No, what they're doing is they're buying time. So cooling the fuel will buy them time before the fuel gets to that temperature that it starts to have vapor issues or just, molecule issues. That's where, so what they're doing is cooling the fuel prior to the race. They're buying themselves that time when they get to that temperature threshold.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, Ducati. So Antonio Caroli, there was a video of him blowing into his gas tank. Was it because it was vapor locked? Because of the fuel was so hot?
I think that was I wanted to say that was a check valve issue in that cap has got a check valve in it. And when he was doing that, I wasn't quite sure what he was trying to do, because if he's blowing into the check valve, it means he's trying to blow pressure back into the tank if the check valve's not working. So that's why I was I was a little curious the same way. I was wondering what he was doing.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. It was weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw somebody say,
you,
it's possibly vapor locked. And I'm like, well, why don't you just open up the top then? But never mind.
Yeah, it definitely was, odd with 450 Moto 1 with Eli, and then with Deegs 450 or 251 was a little like, okay, what's going on?
We can solve all of Star Racing's issues with one change, which is changing their fuel. And that's it.
Hey, brother, look at Honda this weekend. Honda is a dead giveaway right there. If that fuel works.
Dude. If you become friends with Kyle, you will start winning.
That's a good point.
It's you know what I mean?
Solid point.
Winning with race fuel and with God.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
amen.
Little Jesus Christ and race fuel.
Amen. Jesus, that's what ETS Racing Fuel does.
Hey, congratulations to all three of your guys who won this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
Thank you. No, I'm super pumped. I'm really excited for Shimoda. Joe deserved it so much, so I'm glad for him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Boys. Make me famous.
Yeah, and then I'll see you at Washougal.
Yeah. I'll see you at Washougal. Denise got with you on all the details, right? So you're good.
We're dialed. We're money.
Okay. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to be there.
All right, buddy.
Mosman just decided to race it last minute, so he'll be out there.
Oh, Josh is?
Yeah. He just decided, I'm going to go race this thing.
Good for him,
Love
dude.
that guy, dude. Love that guy.
Yeah, and dude, what he's like OG. He's rolling with a dirty bike to the track. Like he don't even care.
I love it. That's what I would do. I wouldn't. I mean, I ain't even washing mine, dude.
That's it.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you.
All right, boys. Yeah,
bye,
love you guys.
All right, see you, buddy.
Love you too, bud.
All right, so that was Kyle Moose. He is basically the head honcho of like all of North America for ETS Racing Fuel. I can't believe that's a true thing.
I told you.
That's wild, dude. That's
crazy, huh?
But it's like, okay, well, how long does that actually protect? Like how much longer does that get you by doing that? You know what I mean?
You know what? That would have been a good question to ask him. How much extra time does that give you?
Like 5 minutes? Like what? What does that? You know what I mean? No,
more than that. I mean, they're running ice cubes in their gas tank for sure.
No, you can't run ice cubes.
I don't, dude. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Okay, I'm like, dude, I'm too literal with this stuff, dude.
You dump some ETS in there and you throw a few ice cubes. You know what I mean?
That'd be kind of sick. That'd be kind of sick. All right, so let's turn the page. We've talked enough. Well, really, we got to figure out, like, do you think that this is where we'll lead off on the 250s? Is the Hayden Deegan thing, is there a cause for concern, or is it like, nah, it's next week he'll go 1-1 again?
Hayden himself or his bike?
Himself.
No concern for Hayden himself.
Okay, so I don't either. I don't think that there's any cause for concern. I am a little uneasy about the injury. I want to know a little bit more about that. Other than that, I have no issue. I think next week he goes back 1-1. I think he ends up winning as long as there's no real big injury issue. I think he'll end up winning again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the dude's just too good. And I know a lot of people are comparing him and Jet having similar situations, and Hayden not being able to charge back to the front and then Jet being able to do it. The only counter I will say to that is Hayden has done that before. There's been multiple times where he's kind of come back through the pack. He's done it in Supercross. He's done it in Motocross. He's been able to do it before. It's not like he's building the narrative to where he's never been able to kind of come through the pack again. And I just think it was just an off day for him. He had a little bit of an injury, stuff like that.
So could he not run through the pack and get back to the front because of Hayden himself? Or was it because he was trying to just back off the bike a little bit because he'd rather salvage points, get in a solid moto, and not cause the bike to blow up? And possibly get a DNF?
I don't know. I don't think it was in his head that he had to kind of back off. Like, I don't think in his head it's full go. I think once the only reason why he backed off in Colorado is because he actually felt the performance difference, is what he told me. The only reason why he backed off is he goes, and so I think it's more of Hayden was just pushing as hard as he could, and he just went down, right? Like he crashed. Like, it is what it is. And so I don't think it's him being worried about the bike necessarily, but it's a good point. It's a good thing to think about.
I'm just curious. I don't know. The only person that's going to know is him, Duff, and his dad.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll start racing. We'll know too.
Well, Cooksey might know as well, but we'll find out.
Yeah, Cooksey knows everything.
There'll be a video out tomorrow of what's going on with Hayden Deegan for sure.
Yeah, of course it will be. All right. So in the 450s, you had Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, and Justin Cooper getting third, right? Yeah, Justin Cooper getting third. Our boy BDR. I'm gonna keep calling him BDR, RJ Hampshire. And if you know what BDR stands for, you're a real one. Chase Sexton back in the freaking mix, getting
Chase Sexton, Moto 1, not so much. Chase Sexton, Moto 2, that was backwards hat Chase Sexton for sure.
Dude, I almost nailed the prediction of where I thought he'd finish. I thought he'd finish fourth, but he ended up finishing fifth.
I think I said top 5 for sure.
Well, you nailed it.
But I didn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't think he would do that well though in Moto 2. I really didn't.
No, I didn't either. But you have, dude, he did tuck the front. So it's like he's kind of having. I think that's more of just his riding style, and that's going to happen because that's how he rides the bike. I don't think that's him choking.
Front end is his riding style.
No, but it's like how he rides the bike. I think it's just he's more prone to losing the. Yeah, he's more prone to losing the front end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, awesome.
But dude, I'm so happy to see him back at the race. Like, it's just so much better to be able to see him compete and be there because he's a champion of ours in the 450 class, and it's better to see him as part of it than away from it. It sucks to see him away from the races. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100% it does. It was great to have him back. It was 100%.
And then
did you see where he crashed in, what was it, qualifying? He fell over in the corner and then got back up, and he was like all Larry Loop out with his feet behind him.
No,
you didn't see that?
No, I don't think so.
So
you got to send it to me.
I'll send it to you. But so Lewis Phillips was interviewing him and was like, "What was the deal with this?" And he goes, "I was gooning out. Like, I had to make fun of that little fall that I did." He goes, "Oh, so you weren't looping out?" He goes, "No, I was doing it on purpose." So I'll show you. I'll send you the clip.
Okay. So you had Jorge Prado getting what did he end up getting? Six overall. Barsha getting 7th, Stewart getting 8th, Cooper Webb, not the best day, but he had the bike issues. 9th. Harry Coulis, dude. That dude is a machine.
Wait, Webb had bike issues as too?
Yeah, Webb had bike issues. Eli had bike issues. Deegan had bike issues.
Justin Cooper, no bike issues.
No, Justin Cooper did not have bike issues.
As far as he had no bike issues.
No, he didn't. You know what was crazy? They did change all of their engines. So when Tomac had when Tomac had his issue, they changed all the motors to the backup motors, which I thought was kind of gnarly.
That seems a little odd. They might have found something in the motors itself that was causing it, so they had to put the backups. But I feel like that piece.
I feel like the backups are going to be the exact same thing, though. Don't you?
If the backups are the exact same replica of their primary motors, then yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay, so what do you want to go first? We can deep dive in Jorge Prado or Justin Cooper. I'll give you that option.
No, how about we talk about Antonio Caroli? What did I say? Dude was going to finish top 10 for sure. And what happened? He finished top 10.
He finished 9th and 39th.
Oh, shoot. I'm thinking of Moto 1. I forgot. Yeah, he had a DNF in Moto 2.
But he did. I mean, dude, in the first Moto, we got 9th.
Yeah, so top 10. Okay, I'm just going off Moto 1. Okay, let's just do that.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he did do good. It was cool to see Ducati. And they said it was a stock bike, right? And by the way, how'd you get me to talk about Antonio Caroli when I gave you the 2 options that we could talk about? You're a little wizard with your words here, bud.
It's because this is what I do. I know how to take you off subject real quick.
Yeah, you know how to use your mouth?
I think it was a great look for Ducati for Moto 1. I'm sure they'll come out with what happened in Moto 2. That way people aren't like all skeptical about their bikes. Like, look, they're not going to hold up or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But I think Antonio Caroli, for a guy that's an ambassador that just came off the couch and hasn't raced in 2 years, besides I think
world
Moto and MXGP. No, I know, but he hasn't raced in so long.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not been 2 years. How long has it been?
No, well, he just raced some GPs.
But yes, but for someone that is not full-time racer right now, and he was able to get 9th, that's solid, dude. But it's also Antonio Caroli. The dude's amazing.
So I'm more impressed by what RJ's doing, because that dude came into the 450 class and he is 100%. outrighting Jorge, Barsha, Mookie, Cooper Webb, AP, Eli, Jason Anderson. You know, like, he's outrighting a lot of these guys where I guarantee a lot of people or a lot of fans they probably said that he wouldn't be able to do it, right? Like that he wouldn't be able to run up front with all these guys, and he's just proving them wrong week in and week out.
For sure. But you and I both said it. RJ going to we can't wait to see RJ run 450s because I feel like he's going to improve more in the 450 class than the 250 class. Is what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? But he's already kind of proven it right.
Yeah, he's doing good. I like what he's doing. All right, so
good job, RJ.
Jet is an absolute freak of nature. The dude's an alien. He's the best rider, and I think I've said it before on here. He's the best rider that I've watched ride a dirt bike since JS7. Like JS7 used to do things on a dirt bike that I'm like, how the hell did that dude just do that? And
when he was going through those rollers, and then he doubled out into it,
dude. I mean, other people. Let me get you like. Let's be fair, right? There were other people that were doing the double at the end of the rollers, but the way Jet was doing it and how smooth and how much he would clear to the landing and then kind of turn, that was way better than anybody else. I want to say Racer X or somebody posted a video where it was like back to back to back of like all the different like riders kind of going through that section, and you see Jet just go through it in a completely different way. That was just insane. And he is a freak
talent.
He's an alien. The dude is the best rider by far in the world. Coming back from 18th to first to win it, winning that moto. And then he hit the aura dance or whatever that dance is called or whatever. That dude on the boat, that little kid that's dancing on the boat, which I thought was great. But Jet Lawrence is just the absolute best rider in our sport. Nobody even comes close to him right now. I like watching Hayden ride just as much because that dude sends it like nobody else. And they're two different styles, right? And so I enjoy riding or watching Hayden ride just as much as I watch Jet. They're just two different flavors, right? You could pick and choose. But Jet Lawrence is just amazing. Hunter Lawrence is really starting to kind of come into his own and be establishing himself as like one of the other top guys, which I think is what he is. When Hunter Lawrence is healthy and he has his bike dialed, all that stuff, he is one of the top guys. I do see him stealing an overall at some point. We only have a few more races. I see him getting a moto win. Do you see, speaking of Supercross voices again, did you see him? They posted the video of like Ricky Bobby and what's his name? The guy that go with him. He goes, Cal Naughton Jr. He goes, hey man, how about you let me win one of these races one time? You could slingshot me. You know what I mean? Like saying that. Jet.
I didn't see it. No.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny.
That's good.
So Hunter's coming into his own. AP put out a statement that he just lost all of his energy. I think there might be something to Alden's program of them not getting enough nutrients, and training too hard and like doing all this stuff, and it's just not good for him. Because if you look at, I want to know what Jet's training program is, right? He doesn't do it.
Jet's training program.
Like, dude, it'd be amazing. I know it's got to be something pretty aggressive, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as aggressive as Alden Baker's training program.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not.
So I don't know. I mean, we could beat a dead horse on the Jorge Prado thing, but let's see how he does in Millville. I think Millville's a track that he'll kind of shine in. I think he'll be pretty good in Millville. I mean, he ran up front, which is another good sign. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's done better than what he's shown.
He showed improvements. So maybe they figured something out.
I think they did. I really do think they did. And then, dude, your boy Tomac, dude, even in the second moto, he only got 7th. So
was it bike issues though?
Tomac is turning into Slow Mac. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm kind of getting a little, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I'm starting to get a little bummed out.
I get it. I get it.
If
it was
the dude. If the dude can figure, okay. So, but here's another thing though, right? How far? So Moto 1, DNF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moto 2,
Yeah, I guess it was a DNF, but not technically because he did so many laps, so he ended up getting 34th.
Okay, so what gate pick did he get?
34th?
Correct. So you got a shitty gate pick, right?
Correct.
So that he's already terrible at starts right now. So now give him 34th gate pick, and now he's going to start even worse. You know what I mean? The guy needs to freaking start up front. He needs to be in front. If he's going to beat Jet, if he's going to get a win, he needs to start in front of Jet or right behind Jet. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's what he did when he did get that Moto win. I think that's what happened. I don't think he chased him down. I think he was just ahead of him.
He was ahead of him.
The Chase Sexton story. So he did that post-race press conference with Lewis Phillips, and he said, yeah, did you guys see he goes, people were saying wild stuff about me and that I was out doing ayahuasca with whatever, like out doing ayahuasca or something like that. And I was like, and I had people send it to me and I'm like, no way he said that. Like, there's no way. So no, I'm not going to say who I talked to, but I talked to somebody in his camp and I was like, one, I don't know if he was upset about what we said or if he was like kind of bummed out or whatever. And I was like, dude, I just want to make it clear we were joking. Obviously, I thought that was like very obvious that we were joking that he was doing that. And the person wrote me back. He said it was 100% okay. He thought it was hilarious. He did see it and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, one, it was kind of cool that he saw it. And
That's
two,
funny, dude.
Yeah, and two, I'm happy that he found the humor in it. You know what I mean? And
you
so
had to have known. There's no way somebody watched that and thought we were serious about it. I said he's out there doing ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Like, no.
There's
You know what I mean?
no chance, dude, like that we were being serious about that.
But the part that you said, Ryan Hughes was the guy that put it together. That statement could be true.
It could be.
You know what I mean? Jeff Emick said, put him in. He'll give him a session.
That was pretty funny that he said that. All right, podium predictions. Millville.
Jeremy Martin.
Dude, honestly,
it's his track, bro.
It's not crazy. You know what I mean?
It's his last race. I don't see him winning. I see Jeremy Martin probably getting a top 5 because that is his track. His parents own the track, so he knows that track better than anyone.
Well,
I can see Jeremy Martin getting a top 5.
He kind of runs the track now.
J-Mart does?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Dude, there might be rain in the old forecast too. Might be rain.
J-Mart,
I don't know. So maybe there's rain, something like that. All right. So give me a real podium.
So 250s, I'm going to go Hayden, Shimoda, Kitchen.
Okay. I will go Hayden goes 1-1. Joe goes 2-2.
We're just going overalls here, bro.
Let me go Marchbanks 3-5. I'll go Marchbanks. I don't know why, but I'm going to go Marchbanks. All right, 450s.
I'm going to go Jet. I'm going to say Jet, Eli, Hunter. I have to do it.
All right. So I think Jet 1-1. I think Jet goes 1-1. I think Chase goes 2-3. So he'll finish second. And who do I want 3? You know what? I'm going to do it.
You're going to throw Eli in there?
Give me Jorge Prado on the podium. I'm taking Jorge.
I can see it.
He's going to get like a 4-5 for like 3rd overall.
I just see him doing slow improvements. You know what I mean? And they start to get on that podium, but it's going to be too late by then. Then we're back to SMS.
You know what you could do?
What?
You could give him some pointers because you're a Cowie rider.
I did. Looking at it right here. Sexy old beast.
I'm just saying, dude.
Let's go look.
You can give him some advice.
I gave him some pointers.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think
factory effects graphics on there.
Yeah, you do have some factory effects.
Yoshimura exhaust.
He doesn't run that. Maybe he needs that. Maybe that'll fix his issues.
He might need that. He needs an Atari skid plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that could really, really help.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want to go over?
No, that's it. I'm gonna go up and watch a movie.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. See you later.
You ready? There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Put
All
the freaking music on, dude.
Thanks for watching. We're out of here.
Goodbye. Hey, you gotta stop the live, dude. We're still on. People can still see us right now. Like I'm just gonna sit here. I will sit here until it shuts off. Probably can't even hear me over the music, but I'm still here. If anybody you guys want to know, if you guys want to do Ashwagandha, okay, I unmuted myself. There you go. You can't mute me, dude. If you want to do Ashwagandha, whatever, with Chase Sexton in Green Bay, hit up Jeff Imig. He can set you up, dude.
I'm just glad you understood that I muted you halfway through that.
Well, it showed up on my screen right there.
All right. See you, everybody.
All right, bye.